Hello, fourth grade electrical engineers. Today we're going to learn more about what's inside Williams windmill from the story that I read you last week called Harnessing the Wind. And on Monday, you watched Generation Genius about generators and how to generate electricity. So we're going to kind of put those ideas together and figure out what's happening inside Williams windmill. Now, this cover of this book shows a wind farm. How many of you have seen one of those before? Yeah, so we see these around like in mountains, places where it's windy. Some of you, if you've been to the ocean, you may have seen a wind farm there. This shows a wind farm, and that's a place where electricity is produced by huge windmills called wind turbines. So I'm going to read a little bit about how a wind turbine works. Now, this is a nonfiction book, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but in the beginning where the table of contents are, you can see there's a bunch of different topics about wind energy, and I'm going to read electricity from wind turbines because I want to find out how a wind turbine is generating electricity. So I'm going to turn to page 10, and there I'll see a picture of a wind turbine. And it says, electricity from wind turbines. Wind turbines are windmills that make electricity. Electricity powers lights, TVs, clothes dryers, and many other things. We generate electricity by moving magnets around coils of wire. A wind turbine's job is to use the energy from the wind to move the magnets. Wind turbines sit on top of tall towers so that they can reach the wind. A wind turbine's blades are joined to a short stick called a drive shaft. When the wind turns the blades, they turn the drive shaft. The turning drive shaft moves gears. These gears turn the generator, which spins magnets around wires, and this is what makes electricity. So just like on Generation Genius, when we saw the mom of that scientist riding the bike and making things move and spin around, and then it made something else move and it made something else move, kind of reminds me of when we built chain reaction machines and we were able to transfer that energy from one thing to another and make electricity. And that's what's happening in here, is that the energy is being transferred from the wind, which is moving the blades around, and then it moves the drive shaft, that starts spinning, and then that turns the gears, then the gears turn the generator, which spins the magnets around the wires, and this is what creates the electric current. Now, if this had been a normal year, we would be going to GE to see how these are made, because right here in Schenectady, GE builds wind turbines like this for all over the world, and it's a really, really, really cool trip. Hopefully I'll be able to tell you a lot more about it when you get back to school, and we might even have time to build some models of wind turbines. All right, so I'm going to read a couple more pages in this book. So that's how the electricity is made. But why should we use wind energy? Are there any benefits or advantages, or are there disadvantages to using wind turbines? So I'm going to turn to page 4 in this book and read to you a little bit about wind energy. And then I'm going to read on page 20 a little bit about wind power for tomorrow. And that actually is part of a wind turbine before they've put it up in the sky on top of those big, big, tall poles. While I'm reading these, the things I'd like you to think about are, what are the advantages of using wind energy? What are the disadvantages of using fossil fuels? And what are the disadvantages of using wind energy? So think about those things, because those are some questions that you're going to write about later on in this lesson. All right, wind energy. Stand outside and feel the wind blow on your face. That moving air has energy. The wind's energy moves sailboats across lakes and turns wind turbines to make electricity. When we catch the wind's energy, we have wind power. Most of the electricity used in the United States comes from fossil fuels. However, we are using the wind more and more. Wind power is a renewable energy source. This means that no matter how much we use, we cannot use it up. It is also a non-polluting energy source. When we capture wind energy, we are not putting smoke or other pollution into the air. Wind power for tomorrow. Wind power was once fairly expensive, but now the cost of it has been going down. Generating electricity using wind power now costs just a little more than making electricity from coal. However, wind power creates none of the pollution that using coal does. Also, while fossil fuels such as coal are running out, wind power is renewable. Today, many more people are buying wind turbines. Some people are buying small turbines to put on a home or a farm. Big companies are buying large turbines and setting up wind farms. As wind turbines get better, we may find that some of our energy problems are blown away. All right, now the next thing I want you to do is to click on the link below this video that says Energy Gets Things Done, and that's an article for you to read. Now when you open that up, if you find that the words and the reading is too hard, I did make a videotape of me reading the article, so you can click on the third link down and listen to the article if you would like. If you find that you can read it with no problem, just read the article. After you finish that, you're going to click on the link or the words that say Leisha Sherman posted a new assignment, and you're going to complete the 4 questions that I gave you about wind energy. I can't wait to see how much you have learned about wind energy, and have fun and stay curious.